What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys all have an amazing day. In this video, I'm going to be giving you the honest truth that I feel nobody ever likes to talk about when it comes to making the NBA. This video, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I'm just gonna tell you how hard it is really to make the NBA. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, this person was this and that. They would have made the league." Like people don't realize how hard it is. So I'm gonna try to put it in perspective for you guys how hard it truly is if you honestly, have dreams for making the NBA and you want the whole honest truth, watch this video. This is not trying to discourage people. I hope if you're watching this video, you make the NBA if that's your goal. That's what I'm hoping for. So I had to say that at the beginning of this video. Let's get right into it. Now, as you can see, I have a bunch of tabs open. I'm going to do my best not to ramble, not to get off topic, but this is something I'm passionate about and like to help people see how hard they really have to work. So I'm going to try not to get off topic. But now let's just start with how many kids play basketball. This is just kids. Um, there's 500,000 boys that play basketball, 400,000 girls. Obviously, these numbers aren't exact, I know, but I'm just using what Google is telling me. It's a good estimate. So 500,000 boys play basketball. We're only gonna look at the boys. Shout out the girls if you guys watch this video. You guys are hoopers too, but I'm just talking about the NBA right now. Now, let's look at how many high school basketball teams are. There's about 17,000 high schools in the United States that have a basketball team. That is a lot of high schools. In all honesty, you have to be the best player on your team in high school by at least bare minimum, probably your junior year. If you could do that earlier, do it earlier. Do it as quick as you can. If you are in 7th grade and you want to be on a high school team, go talk to the high school coach. Strive to beat the best player on that high school team. If you're in 7th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, it doesn't matter. Like, you have to actually be the best player on your team, and it cannot be close. And not only do you have to be the best player in your team, you have to be the best player in the whole area. Like, you really have to be that guy in town. Um, Here you can see how many I looked up how many players are on a high school team. I knew it was around 10 to 15. So let's just say 10. So I got a calculator right here. Let's say 10 times how many was there? 17,000. So 10 times 17,000, 170,000 high school. This is only high school. This is 4 grades. High school players. This is how many people are playing. Now, how many do we know how many are trying to make the NBA and stuff? No, but this is how many people you could potentially be in competition with, or you are in competition with to be the best. Like you act, and this is only in America. This isn't the whole world. If you add the whole world, it's crazy how many people there are. You see people like Nikola Jokic and Giannis from overseas that are just dominating. Like they're really, really good. So you have to take that in count too. And then, so I'm gonna be progressively looking at the harder, or like it's gonna go easier to harder. So we're gonna start with high school, and then we're going to the Adidas Gauntlet. I looked up how many teams were there. It says 29 teams. I don't know if that's 29 teams for all age groups, but yeah. So 29 teams plus 3, so it's 32. So there's about 12 players. We can look it up again. So it'll be 12 times 32 for 32 teams. 384 players, probably at each age level. 384 players that are playing. You know how hard that is? We looked up, it was 170,000 people playing, or kids playing in high school. So we could do 384. See if I can do this. 384, and then we could do times 4, because there's probably four levels. There's probably 15U, 16U, 17U, whatever age they got. So if that's how it is, which I think it's how it is, there's 1,536 players from 170,000. That's not a lot. If we look this up, we can do what is it? Let me just copy this. Boom, boom. Okay, then we can go boom. Divided by 170,000. That is the percent of high school players in the Adidas Gauntlet. That is what it is. 0.009. This is high school we're talking about. That's all we're talking about. It's high school. All we're talking about. And then if we look at the EYBL, there's 36 teams. EYBL is the way I look at it is not quite college basketball, but way harder than high school basketball. I've seen the EYBL, I've watched it. It's real competition. Um, it's a real deal. So 36 teams, 36 times 12. Not gonna do the math, but you can see what it is. You can see how hard it is. It's not easy, and that's only high school basketball. I keep saying it. It's only high school basketball. Now we can look here how many players play college basketball. So you can see here, I'm not sure where this number is for. It says March 2015, so obviously the numbers are a little bit different. NCAA participants, 18,816. I believe I looked up how many teams there are. There's 358. So if we do 358 times, we can say 12 on a team, about 4,000, almost 4,300 players. So it's probably going to be more than 4,300. That's how many players are playing NCAA basketball. That's Division One, only D1. That is only Division One basketball. You don't like. We get the stories of where players went D3, got up to D1, went to the NBA, like Duncan Robinson. We've heard those stories before, but this is only Division One. Obviously, if you go to D1, you have a better chance of trying to get to the NBA, which is what this video is about. So this, this puts in perspective. There's only 358 Division One teams. It's not easy. And then how many players have ever played in the NBA? As of February 2022, there was 4,700. Only 4,700. That's crazy to think about. That is crazy. In only high school, once a year, 170,000. So think about that. Then look. How many players played in 2022? I couldn't get anything for 2023, but there was about 450 players. That's it. 450 players. Look, how many players play basketball? We have 500 boys playing a year. They're playing a year. Now, how many of them are trying to get a spot? Like I said, I don't know. It's probably not. There's a ton of people trying to get that spot, but there's obviously going to be a lot of people that aren't, that just play for fun, which is totally fine. But 450 players played a game. That's all they did. Play a game. That's literally all they did. Yeah, it's not like they were on the team the whole time. You can see here, each one of the 30 teams can have 15 players on the active roster with replacements for injuries or poor performances. The team could also carry 2 two-way players. Like, it shows how hard it is. Now, here's something you can't control. How tall you are. The average male height, 5'6". If we look here, these numbers are a little bit skewed, I know. There's people like Trae Young, they don't count Chris Paul. People that are probably under that height, but they don't talk about it. But here it says 9 players under 6 feet tall have played in the NBA. Now I know it's definitely more, because there's a bunch of short people. They just list that 6 foot, like I said, Chris Paul, Trae Young. But there's not a lot. There's only a handful. I would say probably no more than like 25. I would say. So that is something you can't control, but it's something that's just not in your favor. And you can see here, the number of NBA players over 7 feet tall has been increasing in recent years. And in 2021, there are 28 players in the NBA who are over 7 feet tall. That is one season. That is not over the whole entire lifetime of the NBA, which is, it's crazy because people are getting taller, or are they getting taller? I don't know, actually. I don't know how that is. But people that are bigger are starting to play basketball, and who are you going to want? You're going to want a 6'7" point guard or a 5'8" point guard? Like, that's how it is. And that's something here that you also can't control is luck. Luck is a real thing. It really is. Definition of luck: success or failure apparently brought by chance rather than through one's own actions. Luck is a real thing. It really is. But what I always say, you have to put yourself in the position to get lucky. How do you put yourself in that position? You work your butt off, you become the best player on your high school team, and then you get to that EYBL. EYBL is a perfect place to get lucky because there's a bunch of coaches there. You should think to yourself, I need one opportunity. I get one opportunity, I make the most of it. But You have to put yourself in that position to get that opportunity. Now, I just want to look at some of ESPN's high school rankings, the past ones. These are players that got, 5-star ratings. They got these offers, they got all of it. How many of them are making the NBA or even lasting? Now, I'm just going to keep just going. I'm going to go down random classes. First one here. Chet technically hasn't played because the NBA is a big boy sport. Like, you have to be strong to play in the NBA. Nothing against Chet. Hopefully he gets healthy. He can be a really good player. He's super young, but he hasn't seen the floor. Jaden Hardy, he's in and out. Like, he doesn't see the floor sometimes. Amani Bates is going to be in this year's draft class, but you can see here they had him ranked third. He's projected to go in the second round. You see here, these two players alone, 2 and 3, they had rankings, 5-star recruits. Amani Bates was going to Memphis. Jaden Hardy, I know, had every single offer. They're not looking like they're going to be phenomenal in the NBA. These are 2 of the top 3 players. Paulo, obviously, looking very, very good. He was number 4. Patrick Baldwin, number 5. He's somebody coming off the bench for the Warriors. There's Jabari Smith. But if we just keep looking, Nate Biddle. All honesty, I don't know who that is. I really don't. He was ranked 11th. And if we just keep going, there's just more players. We just don't know who they are. Let's see here. They're 4-star recruits. They had a bunch of offers. You see here, Duke, Trevor Keels, Stanford, Harrison Ingram played this year, I'm pretty sure. I don't know who this is. He was a top 20 player in the class. Now I'm gonna look at another random one. Let's look at 2017. Here, the Marvin Bagley year. Marvin Bagley, the #1 player in the country, 5-star, went to Duke, is struggling to find minutes on an NBA team. That shows you how hard it genuinely is. If we just keep looking, Brandon McCoy. I remember Brandon McCoy. People were saying he was the real deal from San Diego, from my hometown, Cathedral Catholic. That's 20 minutes away from me. People were saying he was the real deal. Let's go a little bit further. 2015, random. I don't know who was in this class. Skal Labissiere. What if we heard that name in a while? The number 2 player in the class. Ben Simmons. He had a very good start to his career. Now he's struggling. Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown. Those 2 are very, very good. But then we get here. Look, where are we at? Like, when's the next player you even see is really a Jalen Brunson? But from 15, Antonio Blakely was a G League beast. So number 5, Henry Ellison. None of these players were really anything in the NBA or even touched an NBA floor. But that's what I do for today's video. I know this video might seem discouraging, but I want to show you guys how hard you genuinely have to work. Even if you are a top 5, top 1 recruit you saw, there's no guarantee you're going to first make it to the NBA or even last in the NBA. That's even harder. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. So, like I said, please do subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.